Hi, I'm Denise Davenport, Cuddle Ambassador for Shannon Fabrics, and I'm here to show you how to make gorgeous ruffles with silky satin. Beautiful, we all love them. I'm going to show you two different ways. It's really quick, really easy, and you can do it with just your regular sewing machine, or we can do a finished edge with a serger. I'll show you both ways. So the first thing we'll need is some silky satin, and we're going to want to cut our ruffle. If we're going to do a finished edge on the serger, we want to take the amount of ruffle we want. So in this case, I want to have 1 inch showing plus 3/4 of an inch. Half an inch of that will be for the gathered portion of the ruffle, and the other 1/4 inch is going to allow for the rolled hem being made. The other ruffles that I'm going to show you will be just simple folded over ruffles. For that, you don't need anything but your regular home sewing machine and a gathering foot, and I'll show you that after. For that, we're going to want to have, I'm going to leave 1.5 inches of fabric to give me about a good inch, 1.25 inch ruffle, and we want to account for the turn of the fabric. So 1.5 inches plus 1 inch. That's because it's folded, so we need a 1/4 inch, I'm sorry, on each side to go through the serger. So the first thing we're going to do is cut it. Now, it's satin, so it could fray, but it's super easy. So remember, the first ruffle we're going to make, we're going to cut that one 1 3/4 inches. So I'm going to mark that at 1 3/4 here with my little marking pen. So that one's going to be 1 3/4 inches, and the next one we're going to cut it at 2.5. I'm sorry, let me see, we want 1.5 inches. So yeah, 2.5 inches. That will give us a good generous inch of a folded ruffle, plus enough for our allowances. So I'm going to make another mark there. The cool thing, what I love about silky satin, so that we can get a nice straight line and it goes with the grain of the fabric, I'm going to just snip it where I made my marks. So this is for the finished edge ruffle, and this larger piece is going to be for the folded over ruffle. So we've just done a little snip, and that's it. We're going to just tear it. Beautiful. I love that sound. Super fast, nice and straight, no marking, other than that first mark that we made. And I'm going to get my next piece ready. There we go. Isn't that nice? So we've got our first piece cut for our folded over ruffle, and the narrower piece cut is going to be for the serged rolled hem ruffle. Now the magic part, the magic really comes, you don't need a ruffling foot. I have one. I almost never use it. To me, it's kind of clunky, it's cumbersome, too many settings, too much of a pain for me. I like to keep it as simple as I can. So I use a gathering foot. So this, I don't know if you can see it, hopefully you can. This is a gathering foot that we use. I use this one for my baby lock and my brother machine. It's low shank. I'll get a close-up of that and I'll post some pics as well. And this is the attachment, also a gathering foot, that I use for my Janome. The thing that's similar, both these feet, they're wide and they have flat bottoms, and they're going to let the material just glide right through. There's not really going to be pressure, and that's what's going to give you beautiful, beautiful gathers. So with that, we're going to go over to the machine, and we are going to show you how to do your finished rolled hem on the short ruffles. Okay, so we're going to get started. You'll notice we want to have the shiny side, which is the right side of the satin, facing up. And if you're not sure, if you flip it over, you can see with the light this will be shiny. So we're going to have this set for the rolled hem. We've got the single needle in and the blade, and we're just going to guide it ever so slightly right along the edge. So we'll run a little bit and then I'll pull it up to show you how that looks. So you can see you've got your nice rolled hem in here. We want to make sure that we are trimming off the edge. Now you'll notice as we're going through, we've got just ever so slightly, maybe an 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch. We are trimming off the edge. That's so we can have a nice clean finish. And you can see how beautiful that rolled hem looks. So we're going to just run this one through. And done. Look at that gorgeous rolled edge. Just beautiful. Now we're going to take it over to our regular sewing machine, pop on our gathering foot and finish it up. Now the magic, as I mentioned, is in the foot I use. So for my Janome machine, I've got this attachment here. It's just a gathering attachment. And then this hooks on to my regular shank. For my baby lock and my brother machine, again, it's a gathering attachment. It just hooks right onto the machine. It's a low shank machine. You can see that the bottom is fairly flat and it goes up, and the similar bottom on the bottom of the baby lock machine. These things are magic and it makes ruffling so easy. Okay, for my settings on this machine, I'm going to have it set just at a regular straight stitch setting. I'm going to set my length. I'm going to bump that up. I want to go to a 5. That's going to give me a nice full gather. And I'm going to bump this over to about a 6.5. So I want to make the edge of the ruffle just a little bit narrower than a 1/2 inch, so that when I insert it into the blanket and we sew that with that 1/2 inch seam, it gathers all of the gathering in there and it won't show as much. It's going to go really quickly. You're going to be surprised how quickly it goes with this ruffling foot, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to switch the camera so that you can see. Let me see if we can get a little bit of a better angle for you. Now what you're going to see is as we run it through, it's going to curl over to the side. So we're just going to use our hand to push it out of the way. And let's go. And look at these beautiful gathers. This is just going to make the most gorgeous ruffle, and you've got enough so that it's going to fit in between. This end will be tucked in between your blanket. It's going to be just beautiful. Okay, so for your folded over ruffles, we're going to use the exact same settings, the exact same needle. This is a 9014 universal needle for satin. So we're going to show you how to do this with two different methods, sort of. One is where we have folded it over and we have put a nice ironed or pressed edge there. And then the rest of this we left just with its regular fullness. So you'll see how it looks both ways. Now, I would recommend that you pin probably about every 5 inches or so. just to make sure that we keep these edges together, but it's going to feed through just as easily as the single piece of fabric. Now for pinning, we are using clover pins. These are the blue heads. They're 0.5 millimeters of an inch in 0.5 millimeters in diameter. So they're thinner than the usual flower head pins that we use when sewing with cuddle fabric. It's because it's satin and it's fine fabric and we don't want to poke big holes in it. And there's no need for those big pins. So you see, I don't know, maybe every 5 to 8 inches or so, both on the area that we've pressed as well as on the area that's not pressed. We're going to run this through. Again, all our settings are the same, and we'll see how quickly this also goes. Remember to pull the pins as we go. You can see how I'm just using the edge of the foot as a guide. I'm lining the edge of my fabric right up with that and feeding it right through. Done. So you can see this is the ruffle that we didn't fold. Still just beautiful, gorgeous ruffles. And this is the part of the ruffle that we pressed. I don't know if I really have a big preference, one or the other. I actually think I like the softness of this one better, but really, you decide. It's up to you. So that's it. Beautiful, gorgeous ruffles. And the magic is really just in the gathering foot.